Hare Krishna. So in the last week, we were discussing wherein Vidura, on the request of Uddhava, approaches Maitreya in Haridwar on the bank of Ganga, and then he started asking some general questions. Please tell me what is the reason by which the conditioned souls of this material world are perpetually going through suffering. So what is the reason for that and what is the remedy for that? So as a matter of that, it says that I want to hear about the creation of this entire universe. How the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, manifesting himself as the first Purusha, Mahavishnu, creates, maintains, and annihilates all these universes, and also how he empowers Lord Brahma and others to create various personalities with various material natures within this material world. Though I have heard all other Vyasadeva through the scripture known as Mahabharata, but I am not interested in the material topics. I am done with that. I am only interested in these topics in relation to the Supreme Lord, Krishna Katha only. Because no intelligent person will never be satiated by hearing Krishna Katha. There is no end to hearing Krishna Katha. So because Krishna Katha will purify the contaminated heart of all misgivings. So in that purified heart, a devotee does not want to do anything else but hear Krishna Katha and serve the Supreme Lord and his devotees. So that Krishna Katha I want to hear, especially starting with Srishti Leela. And also the same Lord who manifesting as various Purusha avatars creates, maintains and annihilates this entire universe. While maintaining, he again appears in the form of various Leela avatars. Okay? Please speak about all those Leela avatars also. Because whatever we hear, that should end with sweet pastimes of the Supreme Lord's Leela avatars. Madhurena samapaya iti nyaya. Even whatever, when we invite any relatives for meal, first we feed them spicy items, fried items, then rice, dal, sabji, and buttermilk, all these things. And at the end, the meal concludes with a nice sweet dish. So, Madhurena Samapayat. Same way, after describing the Srishti Leela and Lord Brahma's creation and how different living entities are transmigrating from one species to the species within this material world, they are wandering. After speaking about all these things, please conclude with the sweet pastimes of the Supreme Lord in his various avatars. Savishwa Janmasti Samyamarte Kritavatara Pragrihita Shakti. Kruta Avatara. The same Lord appears in various avatars. Chakara Karmani Ati Purushani. Yanishwara Kirtayatani Mayam. Please speak about the wonderful pastimes that he performs in his various avatars while the universe is being maintained. So this is the question. So he is expecting answer. So for which, hearing these wonderful inquiries by Vidura, now Maitreya is going to respond. Initially, he congratulates, glorifies, and then eventually many other things takes place. So let us continue from section number 17 onwards. So some one devotee, please unmute and repeat after me. Sri Shuka Uvacha.
Sri Shuka Uvacha.
Sa evam Bhagavan Prushtaha.
Sa evam Bhagavan Prushtaha.
Kshetra Kausharavo Munihi.
Shatra Kausharavo Munihi
Pumsham Nishreyasartena
Samnishreyasarthena
Tamaha Bahumanayan.
Tamaha Bahumanayan. Shukadev Goswami said, the great sage Maitreya Muni, after honoring Vidura very greatly, began to speak at Vidura's request for the greatest welfare of all people.
At least, as per my little understanding, I consider this shloka to be one of the important shlokas of Bhagavatam. Why? I'll explain. So here it is that Sukadeva Goswami is telling that being asked in this way by Vidura, whose purpose was to deliver the people of Kali Yuga, Maitreya, giving him great respect, began to speak to him. So now, who is Vidura?
Yamaraj.
Thank you. So Vidura, in his original form, is Yamaraj, and Yamaraj himself appeared as Vidura, and he approached Maitreya and making such a wonderful inquiries. What is the purpose behind these inquiries? Pumsham Nishreyasa Artena. His purpose was to deliver the people of Kali Yuga, all of us. It is because Vidura asked all these questions. If Vidura did not make such a wonderful inquiries, we would not have such a wonderful Bhagavatam. That makes Vidura's original position, Yamaraj, as one of the 12 Mahajanas. We always say that Mahajano Venagatasya Panta. We need to follow in the footsteps of the great Mahajanas because they have laid down the path back to Godhead. And one of the 12 Mahajanas is Yamaraj. You see Bhagavatam? You see, they have spoken a lot of instructions, they have compiled a lot of books such as Brahma, Narada, Shiva. All these great personalities did wonderful activities. But from Yamaraj is always busy punishing sinful people. He has not much time. But somehow or other now he has taken time. He approached Maitreya. He is asking such a wonderful questions whose answers will be the cause of our deliverance. And this mentality of Vidura makes him one of the 12 Mahajanas. So that's why I consider this verse to be one of the important verses of Bhagavatam. Vidura was Maitreya was asked by Vidura, whose purpose as an associate of the Lord was to deliver the future people of Kali Yuga, not the current people. Future people, matlab, this conversation took place just at the beginning of the Kali Yuga. The moment Lord Krishna departed from this place, Kali Yuga began, and after that only, maybe 1-2 days later only, this conversation is taking place. The day Lord Krishna departed, Vidura came to Prabhas. He heard everything. Then immediately went to Yamuna. There he met Uddhava. The next night, both of them spent there. The next morning or a day after that, he came to Haridwar and asking, matlab, just 2-3 days back only, Lord Krishna departed and Kali Yuga began. And he's asking all these wonderful questions for the benefit of you and me, everyone, all of us. So this makes him as the 12th Mahajana, because he's setting the right example. Yeah, S. Mataji, you raised your hand in between.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, nothing. Your voice was getting disturbed. That's why. Now it is
Now
okay.
It is
Now,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe internet fluctuations.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So in the 6th canto, chapter 3rd, there is a discussion about these 12 Mahajanas, wherein Yamaraja was speaking to the Yamadutas. who were stopped by the Vishnu Dutas to take Ajamil to Naraklok. So in that context that is mentioned. Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Navai Vidur Rushayo Napi Deva. Nasiddha Mukhya Asura Manushya. Kutonu Vidyadhara Charanadaya. So in this verse, Yamara says that this is from Canto 6, chapter 13, text number 19. He says that the great sages, Rushaya, the Devatas, the Siddhas, the chief Siddhas, the demons, the human beings, then what to speak of Vidyadharas, Charanas, all these people cannot ascertain the Dharma established by the Supreme Lord. Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. The actual Dharma will be established by the Supreme Lord time and again. And the nuance of that Dharma cannot be understood by the great sages and Devatas and Siddhas, etc. Then what to speak of others? So no one can understand. It is not so easy. Then Yamaduta asks question. If no one knows Dharma, then what is the proof of the existence of Dharma? So my dear Lord, my dear Yamaraj, if you are saying that none of the Devatas does not know, the Rishis do not know, Siddhas do not know, the demons, humans, and others, no one knows the Dharma established by the Supreme Lord. Does Dharma exist or not? If it exists, somebody will know. If nobody knows, matlab that does not exist only. So then Yamara says that we know Dharma, but have not clearly indicated this in the Smriti Shastras we have written. He says that it is not that no one knows. We know Dharma, but we have not openly spoken about it in the Smriti Shastras. Because this Dharma is secret. Guyam. Rajavidya, Rajaguyam, Pavitram, Idamuttamam. It will be revealed to those who show eagerness to understand it. It cannot be revealed to one and all, to everyone. Those people who are really eager to understand this, they will be taught. Then who will teach? The Mahajanas. There are many Mahajanas, but among them, the 12 Mahajanas are prominent. And their names, Yamara says. Swayambur Narada Shambhu, Kumaro Kapilo Manu. Prahlado Janako Bhishmo, Balir Vayasakir Vayam. Dwadashaite Vijanimu. These 12 people knows what they know. Dharmam Bhagavatam Bhatha. Oh Yamapatas, oh my dear Bhattas, these 12 great personalities know the Bhagavad Dharma. Here the Dharma means not Varnashram Dharma, not other Dharmas. He is specifically talking about the Uttama Bhakti, the Bhagavad Dharma. Why? Only few know. It is Guhyam, it is secret. Vishuddham, completely pure. Durubodham, it cannot be understood by anyone and everyone. Em Nyatva, Amrutam Ashnute. Those who understand this, they become qualified to come back to Godhead immediately. Unless until one is interested in going back to Godhead, they will never make an attempt to understand this. Unless until one makes an attempt to understand this, one does not understand this. So it is like that. So in that way. So my dear servants, Lord Brahma, Narada, Lord Shiva, the 4 Kumaras, Lord Kapila, Swayambhuva Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka Maharaj, Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami, and I myself know the Bhagavad Dharma, which is confidential, that means Guhyam, which is pure, Vishuddham, and which is difficult to comprehend, Durbodham. Knowing this, one attains immortality. Here immortality means one will come back to Godhead and become one of the confidential and eternal associate of the Supreme Lord in Lord's abode. So that is the greatness of this Bhagavad Dharma. And one among the 12 Mahajanas is Yamaraj himself. And that Yamaraj appeared as Vidura. And that Vidura, by asking relevant questions, extracting the essence of that Bhagavad Dharma, understanding which, hearing which, understanding which, following which, one will attain Amrutamashnute. One attains Amrutatva or entrance into the spiritual abode of the Supreme Lord. So this is the greatness of this Bhagavad Dharma. And that Bhagavad Dharma is extracted by the wonderful questions asked by our Vidura. Within the bracket, Yamaraj, the 12th Mahajana. So it is like that. So because he is asking such a nice and relevant questions, with an intention to that mentality makes him one of the Mahajanas. Whoever has similar kind of mentality will be known as Mahajanas. So it is like that. So Maitreya replies. Maitreya Uvacha.
Maitreya Uvacha.
Sadhu Prishtam Tvaya Sadhu.
Sadhu Prishtam Toya Sadhu.
Lokan Sadvanugrahata.
Lokan Sadhu Anugrahata.
Kirtim Vitanvata Loke.
Kirtim Vitanvata Loke.
Atmano Doksha Jatmana.
Atmano Adhoksha Jatmanaha. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, O Vidura, all glory is unto you. You have inquired from me of the greatest of all goodness, and thus you have shown your mercy both to the world and to me, because your mind is always absorbed in thoughts of transcendence. Hare Krishna.
So whatever Sukadeva Goswami said in the previous verse, Maitreya also says same thing in the next verse. Maitreya says, O noble Vidura, O Sadhu, you whose mind is absorbed in the Lord, Adokshaja Atmana, showing great mercy to the people in general, Lokan Sadhu Anugrahanata. Your purpose is always to show mercy upon the conditioned souls. And thus, spreading your own glory to the people, have asked these excellent questions. Sadhu Prishtam Tvaya. So your questions are not some casual and ordinary questions. They are the most excellent questions. The answer to these questions will be causeless mercy upon the people of this world, conditioned souls of this world. So this is the greatness of Vidura, because he is asking such a wonderful questions. He is able to ask such questions because his mind is always absorbed in the Supreme Lord, Adokshaja Atmana. And as a result of that, he spreads his glories in the entire world. Even today also we always remember Vidura, the greatness of Vidura, because he had such a wonderful compassion. Next verse. Naita Chitram Tvaikshatar.
Tvaikshatar.
Bhadarayana Viryaje.
Adarayana Viryaje.
Gruhito Ananya Bhavena.
Grihito Ananya Bhavena.
Yatvaya Haririshwaraha.
Yat Toya Haririshwaraha. Translation. O Vidura, it is not at all wonderful that you have so accepted the Lord without deviation of thought, for you were born from the semen of Vasudeva.
So either Maitreya states the reason that why you are able to remember the Lord always, and how you are able to ask such a wonderful for the benefit of one and all. The reason is you are none other than the son of Vyasadeva. The first reason is you are the son of Vyasadeva. There is another reason also he will state in the next verse. This is not at all astonishing, since you have been born from the seed of Vyasa and endowed with pure bhakti. Grihita Ananya Bhavena. I have directly met the Supreme Lord, Tvaya Haririshwara. When Vidura met Lord Krishna directly? when Lord Krishna came for Shantidush. Of course, not only that, many times he met, but that is considered to be one of the important meeting. This is not astonishing, since you are born from Vasudeva and met the Lord. When Lord Krishna, Vidura. So that is considered to be one of the important Vidura. If of course Vidura and Krishna met many times, many other times also, but this is a special and exclusive meeting. So in that way, Lord had so special affection towards Vidura, even though Vidura did not invite Lord Krishna, but Lord Krishna went to his home on his own. So in that way. The second reason, the first reason is you are the son of Vyasadeva. The second reason is you are none other than Yamaraja himself. That is mentioned in the next verse. Mandavya Shapat Bhagavan.
पाण्डव्यशापाद् भगवान्
Praja Samyamano Yamaha.
प्रजा संयमनो यमः
Pratuh Kshetre Bhujishyayam.
धातु क्षेत्रे भुजिष्यायाम्
Jata Satyavati Sutat.
जातः सत्यवती सुता. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. I know that you are now Vidura due to the cursing of Mandavya Muni, and that formerly you were King Yamaraj, the great controller of living entities after their death. You were begotten by the son of Satyavati, Vyasadeva, in the kept wife of his brother. Hare Krishna.
So directly saying you are actually Yamaraj, the punisher of all beings. But by the curse of Mandavya, you are born through Vasudeva in the womb of the servant woman of Vichitravirya. So Vichitravirya had two wives, Ambika, Ambalika, and through Ambika, Vyasdeva begot Dhritarashtra. He was born blind by the request of Satyavati. Again, Vyasdeva begot another son, Pandu, through Ambalika. Pandu was born with Manduroga, that is some kind of pale disease. Again, Satyavati requested to beget one more son. So this time, when Ambika supposed to go, she did not go. Instead, she sent her maid servant. So then Vyasdev begot a wonderful son through that maid servant, because that maid servant did not have any apprehension to serve Vyasdev. Since she served Vyasdev very nicely, she gave birth to a wonderful son. He was Vidura. And who was Vidura? Vidura was Yamaraj, who was cursed by Mandavya Rishi to become one of the human beings. That story is mentioned in the notes. Maitreya shows that Vidura was not an ordinary person by reciting his history. He was born in the womb of the servant woman of Vichitravirya. So it's like that. And the story goes saying that at one point of time, Mandavya Rishi in the forest in his kuti, he was performing austerity sever meditation, and some thieves stole some wealth and jewelry from the queen's palace, and they went and kept all the jewelry in the kuti of the sage, and they hid themselves nearby somewhere. The soldiers came and caught the soldiers. They also rescued the jewelry, and they also brought Mandavya Rishi to the king. So the king did not see anyone. King just pronounced a punishment for all of them. So as a matter of that, all these people, including Mandavya Rishi, were also punished. They were thrown on a ani. Ani matlab a kind of shula. So it will pass through one's whole body. So that punishment was given to the sage also. But eventually, when the king came to know that some sage is being punished for this thing, the king came and begged forgiveness. Unknowingly, the punishment is given to you. Please forgive us. The sage said, no, you are not at fault. I'll go to Yamaraj and find out what is the fault of mine, why he did this. So Mandavi Muni immediately goes to Yamaraj and asks him, my dear Yamaraj, what is the reason? What is the sin that I have done? As a result of that, I have to go through this big punishment. So Yamaraj told, Chitragupta told that, my dear sir, in the past, because of some reason, in your childhood, when you were about 8 years old, you actually pierced a small ant. As a result of that, you are supposed to get punishment today. So then Mandavi Muni became very angry with Yamaraj. He said, can't you understand that the small children do not know what is right, what is not right? As a matter of play, the small child might have done something. For that, will you give this so high punishment? You can't understand what to be given, what not to be given. I'll curse you that when you be born in the family of a Shudra mother. Fine. Yamara said, okay, whatever you say. If you think that I made mistake, please, I will accept the punishment also. So that was the story of Yamaraj was supposed to take birth as a son of a Shudrani. And he was cursed to continue as a son of Shudrani for 100 years. That is there. And there is also another thing it says that whatever the small children up to 12 years they perform, that all goes to the karma of the parents. The parents have to bear the reactions of the activity that the children up to 12th year they perform. So this is also said by Mandava Rishi. So whatever mistake the children does up to 12th year, it all goes to the parents only. So parents should be careful in training the children. So like that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, but if a small children also, small child also puts hand in a fire, then he will get the burn, na?
He'll get burned.
So knowingly or unknowingly, if one performs any sin, then he will get the fruits of it, na?
Yes.
So I didn't understand that up to 12 years this thing goes to parents and all that. Means, what is the meaning of that?
The meaning is that, so when Mandavi Muni, when he was a small child, he pierced the body of ant. Who should tell him whether he can do such kind of? Whose responsibility is that?
Prabhuji, your voice is getting this thing high, low, like that.
Okay, 1 second. I use microphone. It is whose responsibility to teach the children what they should do, what they should not do. It is actually the parents' responsibility. So from that point of view, so whatever children does up to 12 years, I suppose 12 years only, somewhere it is mentioned 8 years also. Whether it is 8 or 12, the parents are held responsible for that. That means the parents are supposed to take the responsibility of teaching what to do, what not to do up to 12 years. Afterwards, whatever they do, it is up to them. It is up to the karma of the children. So that is the understanding.
Okay, got it, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So here Mandavi Rishi said that I was a small child. I don't know whether I should do it or not. So innocently I did it. So for which you are giving me this huge punishment? What is this? This is not the normal law. So you don't know how to do law and all. Please, you take relief from your duties. So be born as a Shudra for 100 years. Like that, he curses.
So then further he continues. Bhagavan Bhagavato Nityam
भगवान् भगवतो नित्यं
Sammataha Sanugasyaha
सम्मतसानुगस्यः
Yasya Jnanopadeshaya
यस्य ज्ञानोपदेशाय
Madishad Bhagavan Vrajan.
मादिश भगवान् व्रजन्. Translation: Your good self is one of the eternal associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for whose sake the Lord, while going back to his abode, left instruction with me. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, he says that you are recognized by the Lord directly. You are recognized by the Lord eternally. When the Lord departed to Vaikuntha, he instructed me to teach knowledge to you. He is devotee. Here Maitreya says that the first reason is that you are the son of Vyasa. Second reason is that you are Yamaraja himself. And the third reason is that even the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna remembered you while he was departing from Prabhas. And he had given some special messages to be given to you. So he instructed me with an instruction that I need to pass on the same message onto you. So that is your specialty. You are not an ordinary person. You are son of Vyasdev, you are Yamaraj himself, and the Supreme Lord always remembers you. You are one of the trustworthy servants of the Supreme Lord. That's why you could remember the Lord always, and you can make such a wonderful inquiries, answer to which the deliverance of all the conditioned souls. So like that, the glory of Vidura has been indicated or highlighted in these verses. You are not only a devotee having a post as Yamaraj, but you are also an eternal associate of the Supreme Lord in another form. The Lord going to Vaikuntha ordered me to speak to you this subject matter. So this is mentioned in 4th canto, chapter 31, text number 28. So later on, at the end of the 4th canto, it is said that, hearing this from Maitreya, Vidura, his emotions increasing from hearing about the Lord, with tears in his eyes, touched the feet of Maitreya with his head, and mentally touched the feet of the Supreme Lord. At the end of their conversation, at the end of the 4th canto, so Vidura expresses his gratitude to Maitreya as well as unto Supreme Lord. Both of them merciful upon him. So, in that way. That he heard from Maitreya that the Supreme Lord remembered about him at the end of his manifest pastimes. So Vidura is such a personality, and as Yamaraj also is such a trustworthy person of the Supreme Lord. So Lord remembers him. So he remembering Lord is one side, but Lord himself remembers him. That is his greatness. So in that way. So that was these are the verses about the glories of Vidura. Matlab, Maitreya congratulates and acknowledges the wonderful position of Vidura. And now, starting from text number 22 onwards, Maitreya begins to answer the inquiries of Vidura. He slowly answers one after the other. Atate Bhagavallila
अथ ते भगवान् लीला
Yogamayoru Brahmita
योगमायोरुभिमृतः
Vishwastiti Udbhavantarta
विश्वस्तिति उद्धवान्त्रतः
Varnayami Anupurvashaha.
वर्णयामि अनुपूर्वशः Translation. I shall therefore describe to you the pastimes by which the personality of Godhead extends his translational potency for the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic world as they occur one after another. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Now he's saying that as you requested, I'll answer all your questions. Now I will describe to you the pastimes of the Lord in creating, maintaining, and destroying the universe, Srishti Leela, nourished by his energy of Maya in sequence. In proper sequence, I will explain to you everything. Though this creation pastimes are already narrated in second canto, but again they repeat in third canto. The second canto, a brief overview of the creation mentioned, but in third canto, it goes in more detail. There is a little elaborate description of the creation has been presented here. First, I will begin to describe the pastimes of the Purushavasaras in answer to your question in text number 5. I will describe the subject of creation, maintenance, and destruction, which are made powerful by the Lord's material Maya, a special aspect of Lord's Swarupa Shakti, Yoga Maya. Mahamaya is an expansion of Yoga Maya, which is Lord's internal potency in that sense. Since this creation, manifestation, maintenance, and annihilation all take place by the help of Mahamaya, so it became powerful, wonderful subject matter to hear. It is explained in the Narada Pancharatra that Maya arises as a portion of Yoga Maya. So Mahamaya expands from Yoga Maya as a partial manifestation. In order to describe creation, the prior state is first described. So how and when, under what circumstances the creation began? So all the circumstances will be narrated one by one, and slowly the creation will be explained, starting from text number 23 onwards.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And here, like last slide, it mentioned that the Mahamaya is an expert of Sarupa Shakti. Mahamaya didn't understand that.
See, nothing but Mahamaya is an expansion of Yoga Maya. See, a special aspect of the Lord's Sarupa Shakti means an expansion of Lord's Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya is Lord's Sarupa Shakti. Mahamaya is Lord's Bahiranga Shakti. So it is like that.
Okay.
Special aspect means you should take it as an expansion.
Yeah. And also in like a previous verse, it is mentioned that Vidura was an Yamraj is an eternal associate of Lord. Like
Obviously, he's such a great devotee. See, some of the powerful personalities in our universe, they are not conditioned souls. They have come here by the Lord's request. Because there are no suitable people here to do those respective duties, Lord brings some of them from Vaikunta so that they can do this service. So that all of us can make an endeavor to come back to Godhead. It is not that anyone and everyone can become Yamaraj, or anyone and everyone can become Brahma. Anyone and everyone can become Surya or Indra. These are all the most trustworthy people of the Supreme Lord. Because it is Lord's seva that he is maintaining. He is maintaining not just to facilitate our enjoyment. He is maintaining the universe to facilitate our journey back to Godhead. So the maintaining the universe is very hectic process. So he needs some trustworthy people. When there are no trustworthy people here, he will bring them from spiritual world. So it is like that.
so in this current Yamraj is like eternal associate, like.
हो सकता है, नहीं हो सकता है. If he is not current eternal associate also, but after this tenure is over, he will go to Vaikunta. He will continue as eternal associate of the Lord.
Oh, okay.
Are you getting? All the devatas after this Manvantara period, they will go back to spiritual world. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Yama, all these wonderful personalities. At the end of the 7th Manvantara, they will all go back to Godhead. We may go or not, we don't know, but all the devatas will go back to Godhead.
Because they are exalted devotees of the Lord.
They are exalted devotees of the Lord, and they are taking great responsibility of serving the Lord for one Manvantara time period, not one day, 2 day. Many times for us, if some responsibility is given, we become highly disturbed. But they have been given this responsibility and they are taking care of it. From the beginning of the current Manvantara, they continue to do it till the end of the current Manvantara. Then obviously they'll go back to Godhead.
Mhm. So anyone means to get this position should be very exalted devotee. Otherwise, when the Lord doesn't find anyone, then Lord brings his eternal associate for that role.
Yes. Some of the important positions, if no trustworthy person here, he will bring one from spiritual world.
Okay.
But they are very
Thank
important.
you.
Especially the Yamara's duty is very, very, very important. So it cannot be given to anyone and everyone.
Okay, bro. Got it. Thank you.
Bhagavan eka asedam agra atmatmanam vibhu atme chanugatao atma nanamati upalakshana. Sorry, somebody is there to repeat after me. Bhagavan eka asedam
भगवान एकाते आसेतम
agra atmatmanam vibhu
अग्र आत्मानं विभु
atme chanugatao atma
आत्मेच्छानुगताव आत्मा
nanamati upalakshana.
नानामत्युपलक्षणा. Translation: The personality of Godhead, the master of all living entities, exists prior to the creation as one without a second. It is his will only that the creation is made possible, and again everything merges in him. His supreme self is symptomized by different names. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead, who exists in the form of Paramatma and Brahman, according to the viewpoint, alone existed before the creation of the universe, when the desire to create bodies of the jivas was absent. So this verse is talking about Mahavishnu. Before the creation started, Mahavishnu alone was existing on the bed of Ananta, floating in the water of Karana ocean. And some people call him as Bhagavan. Some people call him as Atma, Paramatma. And some people call him as Brahman, Vibhu. So from Srimad Bhagavatam 2nd canto and 3rd canto, we understand this. The person whom we call Bhagavan is Mahavishnu. The person whom the yogis call as Paramatma is Mahavishnu. The person whom the Jnanis call as Brahman is Mahavishnu. It is the same Mahavishnu is called as Bhagavan by the devotees, is called as Paramatma by the yogis, is called as Brahman by the Jnanis. It is the same person, will be addressed by different people by different names. And when the desire to create the bodies of the jivas was absent, he was alone existing on the Karana Ocean. That is indicated here. Before the creation of the universe, Bhagavan, full of 6 powers, existed alone since everything was merged in him. So at the end of the previous creation, all the universes, along with all the living entities, have entered into Mahavishnu, along with Prakriti and Purusha, Pradhana and Kala. All of them entered into Mahavishnu only. He was alone in the waters of Karana ocean. There was no material universes. There were no material lokas. There were no living entities in the material universes. He was alone there. This means that the Lord acted as the Adhisthana Karana, the basis of everything, and that all his energies, the base of everything, and that all his energies which still exist at the time are considered the effect. So basically, since the verse says that Bhagavan Eka Asa Idam, since he was alone existed before the creation, so he is the Adhisthana Karana, is the principal base Karan, the principal cause for all the energies, for all the universes, for all the living entities. He is the original cause of all that are around us. He is the cause of Mahamaya, he is the cause of Mahakala Purusha, he is the cause of all the universes, he is the cause of the forms of all of us. He is the ultimate cause. So in that way, his position is indicated. He, the Bhagavan, the Mahavishnu, is also known as Paramatma by the yogis, worshipped by the yogis, and is also known as the all-pervading Brahman, worshipped by the Jnanis. It is he who is addressed as Bhagavan by the devotees, addressed as Paramatma by the yogis, addressed as Brahman by the Jnanis. So when it is said that it is the Mahavishnu is Adhisthana Karana, yes, he is the cause of everything. When somebody says that Sarvam Kalau Idam Brahma, everything that exists around us is a manifestation of Brahman. Yeah, yes, it is manifestation of Brahman only. But who is that Brahman? The Brahman is Mahavishnu only. And Paramatma is the source of everything. It is by Paramatma everything is manifesting. It is by Paramatma everything is maintained. Yes, that Paramatma is Mahavishnu. So like that, he is everything. He is the cause of everything. He is thus described differently because of the differing views of the differing worshippers. Bhaktas, yogis, and jnanis. Even Shruti describes the same. Devotees treat him as Bhagavan, yogis treat him as Paramatma, jnanis treat him as Brahman. What the Shruti say? Vasudevo va idamagra asina Brahma nasa Shankara. In the beginning, before the creation of the universe, Vasudeva alone existed and not Brahma nor Shiva. Brahma and Shiva were created by Mahavishnu. So he alone existed before the manifestation of Brahma or Shiva. Eko Narayana Eva Sina Brahma Na Eshana. Only Narayana exists before the creation and not Brahma nor Shiva. Atmai Veda Magra Asid. The Lord alone existed in the beginning. So Atma can be treated as Bhagavan, Atma can be treated as Paramatma, Atma can be treated as Brahman. So Brahman alone existed before the creation. Paramatma alone existed before the creation. Bhagavan alone existed before the creation. All the three meanings are okay. Sadev Vasit. The Lord always existed. Because the Lord existed before the creation, during the creation, and after the creation. So it always existed. But Brahma and Shiva, they did not exist before the creation. And they will not exist after the annihilation. They were only there during, from the point of creation to the point of annihilation. So only Mahavishnu can be told as Sada Eva Asit. He always existed. He was alone from the previous destruction of matter when there was disappearance of the desire to create the bodies of the Jiva. From how long he was alone? After the time of the previous annihilation, from there till now, he was alone. So how much time we can just qualitatively we can understand. The creation happens when Lord breathes out. And everything that has been created will be annihilated when again Lord breathes in. So breathing out Ushvasa to breathing in Nishvasa. It is the time period of 100 years of Brahma. So for the Lord to exhale and then eventually to inhale, the time in between time period is about 100 years of Lord Brahma. Similarly, in the opposite order, it will take for the Lord to exhale once again. It will take another 100 years of Lord Brahma. That means from the previous annihilation onwards, for the last 100 years of Lord Brahma, there was no desire to create in the heart of Mahavishnu. But now, after the completion of those 100 years of Lord Brahma's lifespan, now Bhima. Sorry. Now Mahavishnu again breathes. Then the new creation begins. That means for the time period of 100 years of Brahma, when Brahma was not there after the previous annihilation, there was no desire to create within the heart of Mahavishnu. After that 100 years of Lord Brahma, now Mahavishnu again develops a desire to create again. That time he breathes out. And as a result of that breathing, a creation again manifests. So in that way, for that long, there was no desire in the heart of Mahavishnu to create any universe or any living entities. But after the passing of that long time, 100 years of Brahma, after the previous annihilation, now there is a desire to recreate again. So now Mahavishnu is going to recreate. Hare Krishna, you are able to follow what has been said?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please repeat after me. Tava esha tadadrishta
Sava esa tadadrishta
na pashyad drishyamekarat
na pashyadam drishyamekarat
mene santatam ivatmanam
mene santatam ivatmanam
mene santam ivatmanam
mene santam ivatmanam
supta shaktir asuptadrak.
supta shaktir asuptadrik. The Lord, the undisputed proprietor of everything, was the only seer. The cosmic manifestation was not present at that time, and thus he felt imperfect without his plenary and separated parts and parcels. The material energy was dormant, whereas the internal potency was manifested.
So, for 100 long years of Lord Brahma, there was no desire to create. Now the desire appeared. So Lord has to create. But how does the Lord create? Lord creates by glancing upon Mahamaya, Prakriti or Pradhana. So when Lord wants to create, he was looking for Mahamaya so that he can create by glancing upon her. But there was no Mahamaya around. So that is indicated in the current verse. Sava Esha Sada Drishtaha. The one Purusha, Sa, who glances over Prakriti for the purpose of creation at the beginning of creation, could not see her na pashyat. So the desire appeared so that he begins to create. But in order to create, he has to glance upon Maya. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. So he was looking for Maya. Where are you? Where is Maya? Maya is not there. She could not be seen. He could not see her. He, the possessor of Maya, who was sleeping, and the possessor of spiritual concepts, who were awake, considered himself non-existent without her. So, Mahavishnu was in the company of Mahalakshmi. So, Lord does not use Mahalakshmi for creation. So, Mahavishnu and Mahalakshmi has the spiritual pastimes, spiritual dealings, that is all fine. But for the purpose of creation, Mahavishnu needs Mahamaya. So, Lord could not, when the desire manifested in his heart, he could not see Mahamaya because she was still sleeping within the body of Mahavishnu. She did not wake up and come out of the body of Mahavishnu so that she can be engaged in the creation. At the time of the previous annihilation, along with all the living entities, along with all the universes, both Prakriti and Purusha, that means Mahamaya and Mahakala Purusha, both of them entered into the body of Mahavishnu. And they were taking rest for the last 100 years of Lord Brahma. So one and full lifespan of Brahma, like the night, they were taking rest. So now, unless until she comes out of Mahavishnu's body, Mahavishnu cannot glance upon her and cannot create. That is indicated here in this. Because the desire is there in the heart, but he want to create, but he could not create because of the absence of Mahamaya. He was feeling that where is Mahamaya? I am insufficient. I can't do this creation. The desire appeared, but I can't create. Unless until she comes, I cannot create. So Lord was feeling incomplete to do the task of creation. So that is what is indicated here. The Purusha is certainly the glancer over Prakriti. At the beginning of creation, he did not see what should be glanced on for creation. The Pradhana. Drishyam. So Mahamaya is also called as Prakriti. Mahamaya is also called as Pradhana. That Pradhana is not seen around because she is still inside the body of Mahavishnu. She did not wake up and she did not come out. So Lord was searching for her. He considered himself as if not existing. That means the Lord's desire should be manifested immediately. But now he is not able to manifest it because of the absence of Mahamaya. So he considered himself as non-existing. This can also refer to the collective jivas, Hiranyagarbha, who existed only in the subtle form within himself and would later become visible. That means Eko Nanatvam Anvichen, when the desire to become many manifested, all those many jivas who would be manifesting very soon, they are all there inside the body of Mahavishnu, collectively together known as Hiranyagarbha. Since that Hiranyagarbha is not manifesting immediately, the Lord thought that I am not manifesting. The desire is there, but desire is not manifesting. So Lord thought that I am not able to do anything. So the Hiranyagarbha, all the collective jivas are existed only in the subtle form within the body of Mahavishnu. And later on, eventually, when the universe are created, they become visible. Though they existed in the subtle form, he considered them non-existent at that time because he did not glance upon Prakriti or Pradhana. Because the Prakriti or Pradhana did not come out of the body of Mahavishnu. So it is like that. That means Prakriti is still there in the body of Mahavishnu. Purusha is also still there in the body of Mahavishnu. Purusha means Mahakala Purusha. And then all the collective jivas, the Hiranyagarbha, also there in the body of Mahavishnu. Without glancing over Prakriti, it was impossible for the Lord to manifest the universes because Prakriti was invisible. Unless until Prakriti becomes visible and comes out of the body of Mahavishnu, Mahavishnu cannot glance upon her and Mahavishnu cannot create all the living entities. So that is how it is indicated. In what state was his dear Maya, dear Mahamaya, who was to receive his glance? So where is the Mahamaya? What she is doing now? Maya was sleeping within himself. She was taking rest within the body of Mahavishnu. He had many concerts such as Mahalakshmi, who are the functions of his Chit Shakti. However, for creating the universe, the Lord at that time needed the external energy, Maya Shakti, though she is inferior. For sporting spiritual activities, Lord had so many concerts such as Mahalakshmi. But for creation, Lord only needed Mahamaya. She is taking rest inside the body of Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu is looking for her, waiting for her to come out of his body. So first of all, the desire manifested Eko and Nanatva Manvichan. We want to become many. So then, in order to fulfill the desire, you need Mahamaya. Currently, Mahamaya is taking rest. So when you are thinking about Mahamaya, the Mahamaya will come out of the skin pores of Mahavishnu. So that will be mentioned in the next verses.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Prabhuji, the Mahakala Purusha is a new term. What? I mean, please explain. Huh?
Wait, 2 verses later, I will show one slide with images. Then you will understand what is Mahakala Purusha and all.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, how to understand like Mahavishnu is a Bhagwan, so how come he's feeling incomplete or like imperfect and because it says Bhakti Gyan Bal Kriya, whatever he wills, it happens immediately. And here we see that there was no Mahamaya to create. So
but यहाँ पे पता है
is
मैं
that
तो
Leela,
नहीं बोल रहा. I am not telling anything. It is there in the Bhagavatam only.
means is this a Leela
Mahamaya
or
is
like
also one of his energies only. It is Mahamaya only expands in the form of Swabhaviki Jnana Balakriya. Jnana Shakti, Balak Shakti, Kriya Shakti are manifestations of Mahamaya only. It is not
okay.
that they are coming from somewhere. First Mahamaya has to come, later on the other Shaktis will come, are expansions.
So is it that the Lord Vishnu also sometimes feels incomplete or right?
Prabhuji, wait. It's not that he feels incomplete. वो डिजाइचा मैनिफेस्ट हो गया. इतना क्या अभी थोड़ा 1 मिनट. ऐसा नहीं अभी आपको भूख लग रहा है मुझे प्रसाद चाहिए तो मिलेगा क्या? नहीं मिलेगा. यू नीड टू वेट टिल 1 o'clock. प्रसाद का टाइम तो 1 बजे तभी मिलेगा. So it's like that. See, when there was a
Prabhuji,
desire, he wanted to glance upon Maya. Maya is not there. When he wanted Maya to come out, Maya will come out. It's like step-by-step progression. The next verse only Maya is coming out. Why you are so hurry?
No, I'm just got confused. Like Lord Vishnu, I'm feeling incomplete. That
I think Prabhuji, is it that it is again the inconceivable nature of the Lord, which we
No,
have
no,
already discussed.
it's not inconceivable
We
nature.
feel
See,
imperfect or incomplete. I mean, he relies on his devotees and his partial expansions and for
see,
his.
it's not like that. Not like that. See, I understand like this. So while going to sleep, we want to get up 4:30 a.m. in the morning. So we set up alarm at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. So alarm rings, but do we get up immediately? When alarm rings, okay, then we understand that okay, I need to get up. So we either switch off the alarm or snooze the alarm. In either case, when if you snooze, you will wait for 5 more minutes. Then alarm rings again. That time you get up. If you switch off the alarm also, after switching off the alarm, you do not get up immediately. At least this is my experience. I kind of try to switch the mode. Till now I was sleeping. Now slowly prepare. Okay, now I have to get up. I will at least take another 1 more minute to mentally prepare myself. Okay, I have to get up. I mean, time is up, like that. So after some time only I get up. It will not happen instantly. So alarm ring okay. Suddenly I got up and went go to washroom and take bath and get ready in 5 minutes. It will not happen. Thoda time lete. The change take place now. So it is something like that we can think of. See, Brahmajika 100 years means a long time. In that long time, one event to other event, there could be some time gap also. It is not that instantly it should happen. Not necessarily. Give some time. 1-2 घंटा दे दो. क्या problem? Just like for us, we take time 5-10 minutes to get up. First alarm, second alarm, then the third alarm. We are ready. We are out of bed. So something like that.
Prabhuji, same logic can be applied to the Lord.
See, Prabhuji, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't analyze too much. It's okay. It's not that he's feeling incomplete in that way. He wanted to create, so things are happening. He might be having that desire little early than the usual time of the creation. So Mahamaya is waiting for the time to come out. So in that way.
Okay, bro.
Tava etasya samdrashtuhu. Someone please repeat after me. Sava etasya samdrashtuh shakti sadasadatmika.
सवाएतस्य संदृष्टु शक्ति सत्सदात्मिका
Maya nama mahabhaga
माया नाम महाभागा
edam nirmame vibhu.
ययेदं निर्ममे विभु. Translation: The Lord is the seer, and the external energy which is seen works as both cause and effect in the cosmic manifestation. O greatly fortunate Vidura, this external energy is known as Maya or illusion, and through her agency only, is the entire material manifestation made possible.
For the purpose of creation, the Lord needed Drishyam, the object to be seen, the person to be seen. So who is that person? What is the nature of that person? When will that person will manifest in front of the vision of the Mahavishnu? That is all answered in this verse. O great soul, that energy, Sa Shakti, Bhagavan ka that Shakti. What Shakti? In the previous verse said, na? Tava esha tada drishtaha na pashyad drishyamekarat mene santam vivatmana supta shaktir asupta druk. Supta Shakti. That Shakti which was still sleeping within the body of Mahavishnu has come out of Mahavishnu's transcendental body. Okay? That energy composed of cause and effect. What is that energy consist of? Sad Asad Atmika. She is the composed of the two qualities. She is the cause and she is the effect. The Maya Shakti in the form of three modes at the cause. The Maya Shakti in the form of 24 elements is the effects. Maya, her another name is also called as Guna Maya. Three Guna Maya. The three gunas are the cause, and the 24 elements which manifest from the three gunas are the effects. And the 24 elements are the cause, and by their combination, unlimited universes are there. All those universes are effect. And the same 24 elements manifest in the form of the lotus. The lotus is the cause, and from that lotus comes all the 14 planetary systems. They are the effect. The same 24 elements are the cause. From them comes human body, animal body, plant body, devata body. They are all effect. So it's like that. And the same three modes are the cause of various desires. The effect is various activities. All of us are in three different modes, are influenced by three modes. They are the cause. As a result of that, we develop a different desire to perform different activities. Like most of the matas are there in our class. So as per the influence of the three modes, they develop a desire to prepare a particular item today for lunch or today for dinner. Being Sunday, special dinner. It is not that everyone will have same desire. In order to execute that desire, they perform activities. So the three modes are the cause, the desire is the effect. Desire is the cause, activity is the effect. Activity is the cause, the prasadam or the bhoga or prasadam is the effect. So like that. So she is the personality consisting of both cause and effect. Here you see, the desire is also a manifestation of three gunas, and the effect, the variety of prasadam, whatever prasadam will be prepared for tonight, that is also manifestation of three modes only. It is not that something else. So because the three modes are only manifesting in the form of 24 elements, and their combination itself is manifesting in the form of the food items. It could be some snack item also, it could be some special rice items also, it could be some special sabji and roti or puri or something like that, whatever, special sweet, everything is manifestation of the same 24 elements only, especially earth, water, fire, ether only. So in that way, Maya is a personality having cause and effect, different causes and different effects. And she, who is she? Belongs to the glancing Lord. She is the energy of the Supreme Lord. She is not an independent personality. She is Lord's energy only. Lord's Bhairanga Shakti. What was that? भूमि रापो नलो वायु कम्मनो बुद्धिरेवच अहंकारम इति में भिन्ना प्रकृति अष्टदा भिन्ना प्रकृति or apara prakriti. She is called as apara prakriti or binna prakriti. Of whom? Of the Lord only. She belongs to Lord only. She does not belong to somebody else. And who is she? How is she known as? She is known as Maya. Maya Nama. She is called as Mahamaya or Guna Maya or Prakriti or Pradana or Durga Devi or Parvati Devi. These are the different names of that personality. And why the Lord need her? By this energy, the Lord creates the unlimited universes. Idam nirmame. So in the Bhagavatam, all these chapters, all the way up to the end of the 11th chapter, it all talks about the creation of one universe only. And at the end of the 11th chapter says that similarly, like this, crores of the universes are created. Kotishu under Ashaya. Similarly, crores of the universes are created by Mahavishnu. But specifically, from now on till the end of the 11th chapter, it all talks about the creation of one universe in which we are all living. So, but creation takes place simultaneously for all the universes, but only one universe's creation has been mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So, with the help of this Mahamaya, by glancing upon that Mahamaya, Mahavishnu creates the universe in which we are living. So, it's like that. Yaya Vibhu idam nirmame. So, it's like that. So, you got first, for the last 100 years of Lord Brahma, there was no desire. So, first desire came. As soon as desire came, Lord opened his eyes and looking for Mahamaya. So, she was not there. So, Lord wanted Mahamaya to manifest. Then Mahamaya came out of the skin pores of Mahavishnu. And now, she is standing in front of Mahavishnu. Then Mahavishnu will glance upon Mahamaya so that the universe can be created. So, this is like Lord desires, the things manifest. The Lord desires, the things manifest. One after the other, one after the other, step by step, they all take place. Like that. By his will, Maya Shakti, who is also known as Prakriti or Pradana or Dravya, awoke. That means she came out of the transcendental body of Mahavishnu. As soon as he opened his eyes, he could not see Mahamaya because she was still sleeping. Then Mahamaya came out of the skin pores of Mahavishnu and stood in front of Mahavishnu so that Mahavishnu can glance upon Mahamaya, can impregnate her with all the living entities. Hiranyagarbha. What was that verse from 14th chapter Bhagavad Gita? Mama yonir mahat brahma tasmin garbham dadamiham. Sambhava sarva bhuteshu. So it's like that. Mama yonir mahat brahma. Mahat brahma means Mahamaya. Mahamaya is the place of impregnation and it belongs to me. Tasmin garbham dadamiham. And in her womb, I send forth all the living entities known as Hiranyagarbha. So that is indicated in this verse. That energy certainly had the form of cause and effect. By that energy, the Supreme Lord creates this and all other universes. Bhagavan, the Lord of Mahavaikuntha, the source of the first Purusha, Mahavishnu, who is the master of Maya, is shown as the cause of all causes, the final shelter. Then the beginning of the creation is described. So it's like that. So Mahavishnu and his source, the Mahanarayana, is the source of all causes, has been indicated in the previous 2-3 verses. So in the current verse, it is said that when the Lord had desire to create, he opened his eyes. Then he did not see the Maya. Then he desired to see Maya. The Maya came in front, came out of the body of Mahavishnu and stood in front of Mahavishnu. Then Mahavishnu glanced upon Mahamaya, and hence the creation begins. So, is it okay, Prabhuji, now? You're happy?
Yes, bro.
कालवृत्त्या तु मायायां
कालवृत्त्या मायायां
गुणमय्याम् अदोक्षजः
गुणमय्याम् अदोक्षसः
पुरुषेणात्मभूतेन
पुरुषेणात्मभूतेन
वीर्यम् आदत्त वीर्यवान्.
वीर्यम् आदत्त वीर्यवान्. Translation: the supreme living being in his feature as the transcendental Purusha incarnation, who is the Lord's plenary expansion, impregnates the material nature of three modes, and thus by the influence of eternal time, the living entities appear.
Bhagavan, the Lord of Mahavaikuntha, known as Adokshaja, in his Swamsha expansion as the first Purusha, Atma Bhutena Purushana means as Mahavishnu. The Lord of Mahavaikuntha, known as Mahanarayana, expanding as Mahavishnu. Viryavan, full of all potency. Bhagavan, all the possessor of all six opulences. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Ashasya Jnana Vairagyavachaiva Sarnampaka Itangana. All the potencies. At a certain moment of time, Kala Vritya means at the right time of the creation. Place the jivas into Maya. Viryam Adatta Mayayam. He impregnated Maya with all the living entities known as Hiranyagarbha. As a result of that impregnation, Maya became agitated by the three gunas. Gunamayam. Here Maya is made up of three gunas. When Mahavishnu impregnated Maya, consisting of three gunas, having the potency of cause and effect, Sadasadatmakam, Mahavishnu impregnated her with all the living entities known as Hiranyagarbha. Then the three gunas became agitated. As a result of that, the creation will begin. So it is like that. The first was talked about Mahavishnu alone sleeping on the snake bed in Karanasagar. Then the desire to become many manifested. Then he opened his eyes. He could not see Maya. He desired that Maya should come out. The Maya came out and stood in front of him. And here, by glancing upon Maya, Mahavishnu impregnated Maya with all the variety of living entities. As a result of that, the three gunas of Maya became agitated. This is how the step-by-step progression. With the initial action of time means at the initial moment of inhalation and exhalation of the Mahapurusha. That means Kalavrita means at what time? When Lord wanted to create, that time he exhales. As a result of the exhalation, Mahamaya comes out of the skin pores of Mahavishnu and stands in front of Mahavishnu. And then Mahavishnu glances upon Mahamaya. Mahavishnu impregnates her just by glancing only. And that is what is indicated. The Lord of Mahavaikuntha, Bhagavan, by his Swamsha portion, the first Purusha known as Mahavishnu, the controller of Maya, he placed the Jiva Shakti, a semblance of consciousness, in Maya, who was enjoyed from a distance by his glance. Just by glancing Maya Devi from a far distance, Mahavishnu impregnated her with all the Jiva Shaktis, with all the living entities known as Hiranya Garbha. And this is mentioned in the 14th chapter, text number 3. Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma Tasmin Garbham Dadamiham. The great expanse of Prakriti is my womb, and in that womb I place the seed of all Jivas. Lord impregnated her with all the living entities. In the Gita verse, Garbham refers to the mass of the Jivas known as Hiranyagarbha. That means Mahavishnu impregnated Maya Devi with Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is nothing but the combination of all the living entities that are going to take birth in this universe and also all other universes. So this is what is happening in this verse. So yes, someone was saying something. Yes, Mataji.
हाँ, हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। आप बता रहे थे कि भगवान की इच्छा होती है और वहां से माया शक्ति प्रकट होती है, हाँ? और बाद में वो इंस्ट्रक्शन देती है, तो उससे सब लिविंग एंटिटी आती है और बाद में 3 गुण। तो पहले 3 गुण आते हैं या पहले लिविंग एंटिटी आती है?
नहीं 3 गुण नहीं आते हैं। माया मतलब त्रिगुण। माया हर अनदर नेम इज गुणमय्या, है ना? इट इज हियर गुणमय्या मीन्स Maya is made up of 3 gunas. Just like we are made up of 3 components, na? Gross body, subtle body, and Atma. Similarly, Maya means Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna.
और उससे लिविंग एंटिटी क्रिएट होती है?
नहीं, उससे क्रिएट नहीं होता है। See, Maya is there within the body of Mahavishnu.
Yes.
Kala is there within the body of Mahavishnu, and all the jivas are also there in the body of Mahavishnu only.
Okay.
So everyone is there independently. So first the desire manifested. So I want to create unlimited universes so that unlimited jivas can perform unlimited activities. So desire came. Then Mahavishnu opened his eyes. He wanted to look, impregnate Maya, but Maya was not there because Maya was still in the body of Mahavishnu only. Then Maya came out of the skin pores of Mahavishnu and they stood in front of Mahavishnu. Then Mahavishnu glanced upon Mahamaya. Glancing means impregnating. Just by glance only, he impregnates Mahamaya.
Yeah, okay.
So, what is impregnating? He is impregnating the Veera Shakti. That means the Hiranyagarbha, all the living entities. He is impregnating all the living entities into the womb of Mahamaya.
मैं पहले सुषुप्त अवस्था में थे, बाद में वो सब ग्लांस किया तो सब जागृत हो गए, राइट?
जागृत होगा धीरे धीरे, बाद में जब शरीर मिलेगा तब जागृत होगा भाई. So they are inside the body of Mahavishnu. Now they are entering into the
living entity.
They are entering into the womb of Mahamaya.
Okay.
So in that way.
Slowly.
Yes. Gauranga Purushottam Prabhu, you have to say something. All of you are able to follow? Same thing we are repeating. This same, all these details are already mentioned in the second canto. I don't know whether you remember or not, but these are all repetition of what is mentioned in the second canto.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This Mahakal Purush is Lord Shiva.
Wait, अभी तक वहां तक पहुंचा नहीं, हम बताएंगे उसके बारे में. Yes, Mahakala Purusha is Sadashiva only, but we will explain about it.
Okay. And here it is said that the Lord this Mahanarayana, so he existing in the spiritual world or in this material world itself?
The Mahanarayana exists in Mahavaikuntha. He is the Lord of all the Vaikuntha planets. For that, you need to remember what was mentioned in the first canto, 3rd chapter. Lord Krishna expands as Balramji. Balramji expands as first quadruple expansion. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Ruddha, who stay in Madura. And that Sankarshana, who stays in Madura, expands as Mahanarayana, who is the Lord of all the Vaikuntha planets. And that Mahanarayana expands himself as all the Vishnu forms who stay in Vaikuntha. All the different Vishnu forms who are staying in different Vaikuntha lokas. And the same Mahanarayana further expands the second quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Ruddha. These 4 people are situated in 4 corners of the Vaikuntha as 4 guarding people. And these 4 people, the second quadruple expansion, expand as 3 Purusha avatars. Sankarshana expands as Mahavishnu, Pradyumna expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Aniruddha expands as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So in one sense, it is Mahanarayana who is expanding as second quadruple expansion, who then expanding as Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So in that way, it is mentioned as the Lord of Mahavaikuntha, Mahanarayana, who expanding as Mahavishnu is creating all these living entities. So like that, it is understanding. Here Bhagavan means Lord of Vaikuntha. So in that way. Repeated.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, we'll go ahead. The same verses. Mama yonir mahat brahma tasmin garbham dadameham sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Sarva yonishu kaunteya murteya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahad yonir aham bida pradapita. The great expanse called Prakriti is my womb. In that womb I place the seed in the form of all the jivas, Hiranyagarbha. The birth of all beings comes from that, O descendant of Bharata. O son of Kunti, Prakriti the mother, Brahma Mahad Yonir. Mahad Brahma is the mother, that is Prakriti. And I am the father of all forms that arise in all wombs in this world. Prakriti is the mother, Mahavishnu is the father of all the living entities. That's why it's called Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the seed giving father of all the living entities. So in that way. Srila Siddha Swami and Srila Madhusudana Saraswati explained it in this way. At the time of creation, I combine the jivas who are merged in me at the time of the previous pralaya and attached to ignorance, lust and karma. Because even at the time of the previous annihilation, the jivas are not free from ignorance, kama, krodha, etc. They still want to perform activities and enjoy in this material world. That's why they entered into Mahavishnu's body and they were waiting for next creation. Now at the time of the next creation, the Lord is impregnating all of them into the womb of Maya Devi with the field meant for enjoying. This action takes place because without the combination of Prakriti with the Jiva, creation of the universe does not take place. Without combining the Jiva Shakti with Maya Shakti, the creation does not take place. So this activity of combining the Jiva Shakti with Maya Shakti is done by Mahavishnu. The Vishnu Purana explains that Yaya Kshetrajnakshita Sa Taratamyena Vartate. The Jiva or Kshetrajna is surrounded by this Prakriti in various degrees. So we are all covered by Prakriti in the form of grass body, subtle body, Avidya Shakti. Three gunas, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Tatoguna. Two different degrees. Some of us are deeply covered, some of us are mediumly covered, some of us are lightly covered. But in any way, we are all covered by Maya Shakti. Because the Jiva Shakti enters Maya Shakti, it becomes dependent on Maya Shakti. However, because there are unlimited jivas who do not enter into Maya also. Though Mahavishnu impregnating unlimited jivas into the womb of Maya Shakti or Prakriti, but there are unlimited jivas who are there in the spiritual world also, who are not impregnated into the womb of Maya Shakti, who still continue to stay in Vaikuntha abodes. So they are not interested in coming to material world, so they remain there only. Such as jivas like Vishwaksena and others are Nityasiddhas, whether in manifested or unmanifested condition. So and I have to say that even though Lord impregnating the conditioned souls, sometimes he also impregnates some liberated souls for some special reason. For example, like when there was no conditioned soul qualified to become Brahma or Indra, then Lord impregnates some of the spiritual, the souls of the spiritual world into the womb of Maya, so that they can help the Lord in executing the functions in this material world. So like that. Even though some personalities like Vishwaksena and all, even though they are impregnated by Mahavishnu to the womb of Prakriti, but they are not conditioned by Maya. They are still liberated. They came here just to worship the Supreme Lord. So like that. Viryavan indicates the Lord's capacity to place the jivas in Prakriti. So like that. This is how the Supreme Lord impregnated Prakriti with all the living entities. And eventually, the Prakriti will create all the universes and all the bodily forms for all the living entities. So this is how it is like that. Just like when father impregnates mother for a period of 9 months, the body gradually develops. Similarly, here Prakriti is impregnated by Mahavishnu, and she eventually in due course of time develops all the universes, all the lokas, all the forms, and then the activities of the people will start. So it is like that. So I was telling you now, one slide I will show you what was we discussed, how it happens. So here, Lord Krishna, Goloka eva nivasati akilatma bhuto, who is staying in the Goloka Vrindavan. As sometime back I mentioned that it is Lord Krishna who expands as Balramji. Balramji expands as first particle expansion. Vasudeva, Sankarashana, Pradyumna, Ruddha, who stay in Madhura or Dwaraka. And that Sankarashana expands as Mahanarayana, who is the Lord of all the Vaikunthas. And Mahanarayana expands as all the Vishnu forms in Vaikunthas. And he also expands as second quarterful expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarashana, Pradyumna, and Ruddha, who stay in four directions of the Vaikuntha Lokas, who also appear as Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, and who also manifest as Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So here, so in between we not show anything. So eventually, starting from Krishna, finally the Mahanarayana expands as Sankarashana, second quadruple Sankarashana. That Sankarashana expands as Mahavishnu. And now this Mahavishnu is alone in the causal ocean. He is sleeping in the causal ocean. Can someone read the first line? I can't read, it is covered here.
Pradhana Parama Vyomnor Antare Viraja Nadi.
Pradhana Parama Vyomnor Antare Viraja Nadi. In between Pradhana and Parama Vyoma. Parama Vyoma means Vaikunthas. On one side Vaikunthas are there, other side Pradhana. In between them is Viraja Nadi. There is causal ocean. Viraja Nadi means the causal ocean, Karana Sagara. What it is made up of? Vedanga Sweda Janita Toya Prashravita Shubha. This Karana Viraja Nadi is made up of the sweat of the Veda Purushas. And at that time, Eko Nanato Mannichan Yoga Talpa Samutita. On that water, Mahavishnu was sleeping alone. And while he was sleeping there, the desire manifested to create unlimited universes with unlimited living entities. Then Mahavishnu opens his eyes to start the creation, but there was no Mahamaya. Then Mahamaya manifests from the skin pores of Mahavishnu. Then Mahavishnu glances upon Mahamaya and impregnates her with all the set of living entities known as Hiranyagarbha. So that, and as a result of that, all the universes are manifested. And that is mentioned in the Brahma Samhita 547. Ek karanarnava jale bhajatisma yoga nidra mananta jagadanda saroma kupa adara shakti mavalambya param samurtim govinda madipurusham jagatamaham bhajami. So Mahavishnu, he was in Yoga Nidra in Karana ocean. Karana Arnava means in Karana Sagar or Viraja Nadi, both are same. And when he wanted to create all the universes, Prakriti, the Mahamaya manifests from his Roma Kupa, the skin pores, and he is standing in front of him and he glancing upon her. He impregnates her. As a result of the three modes are agitated, they give rise to 24 elements. By combining them, all the universes are formed, and then eventually many things will take place. So unto that Lord I offer my obeisances. So like that it is indicated. Yasyaika Nishvasita Kala Matavalambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadanda Nata Vishnur Mahan Sahya Yasya Kala Vishesho Govinda Madipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. His name is Mahavishnu. He is special expansion of Govinda. And by breathing out and breathing in, he creates and annihilates unlimited universes, which are situated in his various skin pores. So like that. So this is the process of creation and annihilation in nutshell from Brahma Samhita. See here. So Mahavishnu opened his eyes. He is looking at Dravya. What is Dravya? Dravya is one name of Pradhana. She is also known as Prakriti. She is also known as Gunamaya. She is also known as Avyakta. She is also known as Mahamaya or Gunamaya. And from our day-to-day terminology, she can also be known as Mahakali. All of you know ना महाकाली. महाकाली का जानकारी तो सबको पता है, हर गांव में रहते हैं. Then when she appeared in front of him, Mahavishnu glanced upon her. and that glands carries Kala, Karma, Swabhava, and Jiva. So Lord impregnates her with these 4 things. Basically 2 things only. One is Jiva Shakti, other one is Kala Shakti. Jiva Shakti means all the living entities, they go along with their past karmas and past swabhavas. Every one of us has such a unique personality, unique nature, that is called swabhava. And we also have our karma balance that is there. And Lord's potency in the form of Kala. Just like Dravya is called as Mahakali, and this Kala is called Mahakala Purusha. That Kala, manifesting from the eyes of Mahavishnu before reaching Prakriti, transforms himself into Sadashiva, whom we call as Mahakala Purusha or Shambhu Tattva. The interaction between Mahakala Purusha and Mahakali is the cause of the creation of unlimited universes. So she is called Dravya or Prakriti, Mahakali or Shakti Tattva, and he is called Shambhu Tattva or Mahakala Purusha or Sadashiva or Kala. And this is also further mentioned in the Brahma Samhita 5.8. Niyati sa Rama Devi tat priya tad vasham tada tal lingam Bhagavan Shambhur Jyoti Rupa Sanatana ya yonihi sa parashakti kamo bijam mahad ari. So yoni is aparashakti. Lord's aparashakti is yoni, that is Mahakali, and Lord's spiritual potency is Kala Shakti. So Kala Shakti's form is Tal Lingam Bhagavan Shambhur. The form of Kala Shakti is Shambhu, Bhagavan Shambhu. So interaction of Kala Shakti and Apara Shakti, that Maya Shakti, is the beginning of unlimited universes. So this is how the creation takes place, by the interaction of Mahakala Purusha and Mahakali, Prakriti and Purusha. So it is like that. The same thing is again mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita also. Mama yonir mahat brahma tasmin garbhan dadameham sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. So it is Mahavishnu expanding as Mahakala Purusha, unites with Mahakali and impregnates her with all the living entities, and eventually she produces 24 elements. By their combination, there appears unlimited universes, unlimited lokas, unlimited jivas. So it is like that. Okay, any questions? You are able to follow till now?
Prabhu.
Ah.
Prabhu, you explained the meaning of jiva. Similarly, is there any easy meaning of kala?
So what did I explain the meaning of jiva?
Everyone has their own unique swabhava, that is your own unique nature, and your set of karmas, the previous activities that you perform. That is fine, that is understood. Kala matlab kya hai?
Kala matlab the instigator. One of the meaning I mentioned in the 3rd canto, later on in the 26th chapter, it says that Kala means the instigator. Okay. It is by the influence of Kala we develop a desire. It is by the influence of Kala we perform activity. It is by the influence of Kala we experience the result. Kala is the instigator, is the prime mover. Like a train is there, na? The train is moving. Why train moves? Because engine is moving. Engine is Kala, the remaining bogies are you and me.
Okay.
Kala is the prime mover.
The ultimate instigator. Okay.
Yeah, the ultimate, remote, and actual and nearby instigator is everything.
Okay.
The 3rd canto in the 26th chapter said that it is the Supreme Lord who exists inside of you and me as Paramatma, and he exists as Kala outside of our body. From inside, Paramatma inspires us to do something. Aham sarvasya natadam. Whatever that verse, 15:15, Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, text number 15.
Sarvasya chaham vidhi
antasmriti jnana bhahopanancha. So he is situated in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma. From him comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. And he is situated outside of us as Kala, from which comes the desire to do an activity, the ability to do an activity, the result of an activity, the experience of an activity, good or bad. So like that.
Okay.
Prabhuji, I have a question. Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, this you have mentioned Kala, and Kala will consort with Mahamaya. We understand Kala from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, I am the time, I am Kala. But in this Kala, it is Mahakal, right? You're talking about Shambhu Tattva here?
Shambhu Tattva, yes.
Okay, Prabhuji.
See, when Lord Krishna says, I am Kala, here the same Lord Krishna only expanded as Mahavishnu and who is expanding as Mahakala Purusha. There is no
Mahakala Purusha.
It is Mahavishnu only expanding as Mahakala Purusha, na? Not that Mahakala somebody else, and so in that way. That's why we don't call Sadashiva as Jiva Tattva. He is neither Jiva Tattva completely nor Vishnu Tattva also. He is in between. So since he is Lord's own expansion, so he cannot be called as Jiva Tattva. Since he is interacting with Mahamaya, so he is not called as Vishnu Tattva. He is a special Tattva known as Shambhu Tattva. But certainly we cannot call him as Jiva Tattva. That is true 100%. But we can call him as Vishnu Tattva. He is almost Vishnu Tattva. 19% Vishnu Tattva. So in that way. Okay, somebody else still raising hand.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
So I'm actually taking a little bit more time because this topic is a little technical. Many devotees may not appreciate and understand. All these things, what I'm discussing, everything has been presented in my new book that you remember, Bhagavad Tattva Vichar. One full chapter is dedicated to explain this creation, everything, whatever we are discussing verbally, quoting all the verses. I have presented every detail in that book because this is one such topic many devotees do not show much interest to understand. So that's why I'm taking a little time to explain everything in detail so that all of you will understand and explain to others.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So the people in this world who worship Lord Shiva, so are they worshipping this Sadashiva or like Rudra Tattva, like which you said that which was not present before the creation. And when they worship Lord Shiva, so do they go to Kailash Loka for eternally?
See, Prabhuji, just by worshipping Lord Shiva, one does not go to Kailash. But if one worships Lord Shiva with a desire to go to Kailash, then they will go. It is not worshipping. It is with what intent one is worshipping that determines one's destiny. Are you getting?
Yeah. So, but there is a whole set called Shaivyat do consider Lord Shiva as a supreme. So for them, the Kailash
no problem. For them, supreme. So if he is supreme, with whatever desire they want to go there, they will go there.
So there they eternally serve the Lord Sadashiva?
Yeah, if they go to Sadashiva Loka, they will eternal serve. In that sense, when actually Sadashiva is the Lord of Brahman. He is this person situated in Brahman. Sadashiva is the Lord of Brahman. Somebody going to Sadashiva Loka means they are actually going to Brahman. They are attaining Sahajya Mukti. Somebody who goes to Sahajya Mukti, they will stay there eternally.
But Kailash Lok is different, no, than from Brahman.
See, then now the problem is that do you understand who is Sadashiva, who is Kailash Nath?
Lord Sadashiva is a Kailash Nath, right?
Just like the Lord is there in Vaikunta. Time and again he enters into our universe to perform various pastimes and disappears again. This Sadashiva also enters into our universe to assist Lord Vishnu in order to maintain the universe in the form of 11 Rudras. And the same 11 Rudras also destroy the universe at the end of the day of Brahma. That is also another activity they do. And one of these 11 Rudras is known as Shankara. He stays in Kailash. In fact, wherever these 11 Rudras are staying, all those 11 places are also called Kailash. These 11 Rudras are non-different from or an expansion of Sadashiva. So wherever they stay, that place is called Kailash. That Kailash is there within our universe. One Kailash is in Himalayas, one is Ilavatavarsa, here and there they are there. And where Sadashiva is staying, that we can also call Kailash, but technically it should be called as Brahman. Sadashiva stays in Brahman. He is the Lord of Brahman.
Okay, so these Rudras are not Jiva Tattvas. They are also like expansion of.
If Sadashiva is not Jiva Tattva, why Rudras will become Jiva Tattvas?
But how can then you said that they were not present before because that means that they will be eternal also, right?
अरे बोल प्रभु जी, अभी देखो यहाँ पे महाविष्णु अकेला था.
Yes.
Then at that time Sadashiva is there. Is he there?
It is there in the Mahavishnu's body.
He is there inside the body but not outside, na? That means he is not there.
Okay, I got. Now I got. Miss, they were inactive in the state of Lord Vishnu's body. Okay.
Simple. When Mahavishnu glances upon Prakriti, first Prakriti came, then through the glance, Mahakala Purusha Sadashiva came. So the first one to manifest is Prakriti. The second one is Mahakala Purusha. And then afterward, third person is Brahma. So it is like that. Later on, others will manifest.
Yeah. So, but in Madhurya Akademi, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur says that sometimes Jiva also performs this role of Lord Shiva.
Maybe in the material world, Lord Shiva may perform the role of one of the Rudras. But Sadashiva will remain Sadashiva. Sadashiva is non-different from Mahavishnu. He is Mahavishnu's expansion. Okay?
Okay.
See, there is a concept of Rudras. The 11 Rudras have many children. All the children also called as Rudras. So when Sipta is talking about Rudras, so which Rudra you are talking about? Are you talking about father Rudra or son Rudra or grandson Rudra or great grandson Rudra? That matters. Only father Rudra will be Shiva Tattva. The son Rudra, grandson Rudra and all will be Jiva Tattva only.
Okay, Prabhu.
So, in that way. Okay, request some devotee continue after me. Tato bhavan mahattatvam.
Tato bhavan mahattatvam.
Avyaktat kala choditat.
Avyaktat kala choditat.
Vijnanatmatma dehastam.
Vijnanatma dehastam.
Vishwam vyanjam stamonudam.
Vishwam vyanjam stamonuda. Thereafter, influenced by the interactions of eternal time, the supreme sum total of matter called the Mahat Tattva became manifested, and in this manifest Mahat Tattva, the unalloyed goodness, the Supreme Lord, sowed the seeds of universal manifestation out of his own body.
Okay. Impelled by time from the invisible Prakriti arose Mahatattva, composed of knowledge in Sattvaguna. This manifests the universe situated within itself and destroys ignorance. So now, one by one, the 24 elements will manifest from Prakriti. What is Prakriti? As we mentioned previously, Prakriti is made up of 3 gunas: Sattva guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. So one element predominated by one guna will slowly manifest. So when there was interaction of Kala with Prakriti, with the entry of Jiva Shakti consisting of Karma and Swabhava, the 3 modes begin to interact with each other. They become agitated. First, Sattva guna manifests in the form of Mahatattva. So Mahatattva is an element which is made up of pure sattva, Shuddha sattva. It is an element of Shuddha sattva. And because since it is an element of Shuddha sattva, it is endowed with Jnana Shakti. That Jnana Shakti will destroy the ignorance. Jnana means light and Ajnana means darkness. Just like the light destroys darkness, knowledge destroys ignorance. So the quality of Mahatattva is to destroy ignorance. So with that quality, Mahatattva appeared because it is an element made up of pure goodness, and it is consisting of Vijnana Shakti. Among the 23 divisions of Maya, which will appear by the influence of cause and effect, caused by the addition of consciousness through the power of Lord, Mahatattva first appears. So in the second canto, there is mention of 24 elements. In the third canto, here in these two chapters, chapter 5, chapter 6, 23 only mentioned, because Mahatattva and Buddhi, the intelligence and Chetana, both are combined together and called as Mahat. Later on in the 26th chapter, again 24 elements are mentioned. So sometimes in Sankhya scriptures, the Buddhi and Mahatattva are combined together and treated as one element only, because both function is same only, to reveal knowledge. Both intelligence and Mahatattva, their function is only to reveal knowledge. So in that sense, both are considered to be same only. So Mahatattva is consisting of Vijnana Shakti and Buddhi is consisting of Jnana Shakti. So Jnana Shakti, Vijnana Shakti, both are almost same. So they are considered to be one sometimes. That's why it is said as 23. So even Maya is supposed to manifest 23, but of the 23, first it manifests Mahatattva. Mahatattva is the first element to manifest. From Maya, impelled by time, undergoing transformation necessary for creation by the influence of time, Mahatattva appears. It is composed of Vijnanatma, Vijnana Shakti, knowledge, by predominance of Sattva, that means Shuddha Sattva. It is the form of excellent knowledge, Vijnanatma. It exists in partial form as Chitta in all bodies. Within you and me, all of us, the Mahatattva exists in the form of Chitta or Chetana. It reveals Vyanjan, the universe situated in its body, just as the seed sprouts and then manifests as the tree. So the seed is Pradhana. Sowing the seed is Mahavishnu glancing upon Pradhana. When the seed produces the sprout, the first sprout comes out, that sprout is Mahatattva. Eventually, the sprout transforms itself and becomes the root of the tree. The root is the basis of the entire tree. Similarly, Mahatattva is the basis of the entire universe, and Chitta is the basis of our personality. Chitta means Chetana. As long as Chetana is there, we are there. If Chetana is not there, we are dead. Chetana is like the root of us, and Mahatattva is like the root of the entire universe. So in that way, it is from the sprout the entire tree manifests eventually. Like that it is mentioned. It is from Mahatattva the entire universe will manifest eventually. So like that, the explanation is given here. It removes darkness of ignorance caused by Pralaya. Then it becomes Sutra Tattva. Okay, it removes darkness. Because at the time of previous Pralaya, everything has become Andhakar. By the appearance of Mahatattva like the sun, the entire area becomes bright. Or when Chetana is awakened, a person becomes enlightened. That's why we say Cheto Darpanam Arjunam. Every day morning, by the process of hearing and chanting, we have to cleanse the mirror of the dust. The Chetana, which is like the mirror, is covered by dust. We need to remove the dust so that the Chetana becomes active. So in that way, we get to see ourselves in the clean mirror. Then, in due course of time, by the further interaction of the three modes with Kala Shakti, the mode of passion becomes activated. That means the sprout slowly becomes a small sapling. The sprout only is inside the ground only. but the sapling comes out of the surface of the ground. It is manifested on the upper surface of the ground. That sapling is called Sutra Tattva, differentiated from Mahatattva by the Kriya Shakti. So Mahatattva is made up of Vijnana Shakti. Sutra Tattva is made up of Kriya Shakti. Kriya Shakti is also known as Prana. Prana is the action potency with the predominance of Rajas. Mahatattva is made up of Sutra Tattva. Kriya Shakti is made up, Sutra Tattva is made up of Rajoguna. It is predominated by Rajoguna. Rajoguna Pradhana. So first Mahatattva manifested, predominated by Sattvaguna. Then in due course of time, Sutra Tattva manifested, predominated by Rajoguna. So the Pradhana on which Mahavishnu glanced is like the seed. Mahatattva which appeared first is like the sprout. And Sutra Tattva which appeared next is like the sapling. So like that, one after the other, all the 24 elements so will manifest. Okay, it is here. After 37th only the image is there. Okay. Sopi amsha guna kalatma.
Sopi amsha guna kalatma.
Bhagavad drushti gocharaha.
Bhagavad drushti gocharaha.
Atmanam vyakarod atma.
Atmanam vyakarod atma.
Vishwasasya sisrukshaya.
Vishwasasya sisrikshaya. Translation. Thereafter, the Mahatattva differentiated itself into many different forms as the reservoir of the would-be entities. The Mahatattva is chiefly in the mode of ignorance and it generates the false ego. It is a plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead with full consciousness of creative principles and time for fructification. Hare Krishna.
So here it says that Mahatattva, the shelter of the universe, which was being created, whose form arises by Jiva Shakti, gunas of Prakriti and time. By the combination of Jiva Shakti, three gunas and Prakriti and time, and is glanced upon by Lord Mahavishnu, transformed itself into another form by the Lord's desire to create Ahankara. So first of all, the mode of goodness manifests in the form of Mahatattva, then mode of passion manifests in the form of Sutra Tattva, then mode of ignorance manifests in the form of Ahankara. When the tamas portion of Mahatattva becomes prominent, Ahankara arises. The sapling, which was Sutra Tattva, eventually grows further and further, become the trunk of the tree. So Ahankara is the trunk of the tree. So it is like that. This Mahatattva, whose form arises by the Jiva Shakti, the portions of Prakriti in the form of three gunas, and time, the impeller of creation. Time is the impeller of creation, the agitator. Glanced upon by the Lord, transformed into another form by the desire of the Lord to create Ahankara. Basically, Lord is glancing and Prakriti is agitated. The three gunas are interacting with Kala Shakti and Jiva Shakti, and mode of ignorance becomes prominent and appears in the form of Ahankara. That means when the seed is sown, first the sprout comes, then sapling comes, then eventually the sapling grows into a trunk, and from the trunk comes various branches. And the branches will produce flowers and fruits and put together everything called as the tree, the entire universe consisting of variegatedness. So, I think this one verse we will discuss and then we'll stop. This talks about Ahankara. I will only read. Mahatatvad vikurvanat aham tattvam vyajanata karya karana kartatma bhute indriya manomaya vaikarikas taijasascha tamasaschedi aham trida. So now, so kindly remember the explanation. So first the seed is sown, sprout came, the seed is Pradhana, sowing means glancing upon by Mahavishnu, sprout coming means Mahatattva consisting of mode of goodness manifested, then sapling came, Sutatattva consisting of mode of passion came, then the sapling transformed into trunk, that is Ahankara consisting of mode of ignorance. Now from the trunk comes three branches. One is Sattva-guna branch, Rajoguna branch and Tamoguna branch. And from those three branches manifest so many sub branches, twigs, leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. They all will become. Then at the end, everything will be a beautiful tree. So from the transformation of Mahatattva arose Ahankara, which is the shelter of Adibhuta, Adhyatma and Adidaiva, which transform into grass elements, senses, mind, sense devatas. It is divided into Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Basically, I mentioned three branches coming from the trunk of Ahankara. So one trunk is known as Adibhuta trunk, one trunk is known as Adhyatma trunk, one trunk is known as Adidaiva trunk. Adidaiva trunk is predominated by mode of goodness. Adhyatma trunk is predominated by mode of passion. Adibhuta trunk is predominated by mode of ignorance. So this is Tamoguna, this is Rajoguna, this is Sattvaguna. From this branch, there comes the sense devatas and the mind. From the Adidaiva branch comes mind and sense devatas. From Adhyatma branch comes the senses. From Adibhuta branch comes the Pancha Mahabhutas, and along with their five elements, five qualities, the five tanmatras, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Like that, all the elements will manifest branches and sub-branches. Because of the transformations of Mahatattva Ahankara arose, its qualities are described. It is the shelter of the effect, cause and the doer. So Adibhuta means effect, Adhyatma is the cause, Adidaiva is the doer and our facilitator in that sense. Since it transforms into gross elements, senses and mind. So the mind is the doer or facilitator, and senses are the cause of the activity. They actually do the activity, and the effect in the form of Badibhuta. That means the effect is the Bhoga. The Bhoga. The desire to prepare a pattern Bhoga comes in the mind, and it is executed by the hands and legs, the senses, and ultimately the result is nice Bhoga, consisting of 3-4 items or 5-6 items or Cheppan Bhoga, whatever you can say. Now Jagannath Ji festival is going on, so some devotees might do Cheppan Bhoga also in that way. The Cheppan Bhoga made up of all earth, water, fire, ether in the form of various food items, kajas, laddus, sompapdi, this, that, rice items, namkin, everything. That is effect. And they are made by certain senses, hands and legs. They are actually employed in order to do the actual Bhoga preparation. And the desire manifested in the mind. It is the mind which proposes, okay, let me do this, like this, like this. Subtle body. So in that way. Mind also includes the sense devatas. The divisions of Ahankara explained, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. The three branches. So next week we'll continue from text number 30. Today I thought we'll complete up to 38, but we could not do. No problem. But I'll just show you one slide at 37. What exactly is happening, this entire procedure, so that you have an idea. So what is written in the first line above? Mahavishnu or Karanadaksha Vishnu?
Karanadaksha Vishnu.
So at the beginning of the creation, he was alone, sleeping on the snake bed. He was with Mahalakshmi and he was sleeping. Then suddenly there was a desire to manifest unlimited jivas in unlimited universes. So when the desire manifested, he opened his eyes. He wanted to glance upon Prakriti, but Prakriti was not there. Then Prakriti came out of the skin pores of Mahavishnu, and she was standing in front of Mahavishnu, and she is called as Pradhana, and she is made up of three modes. And at this point of time, three modes are in equilibrium state or in active state. And then Mahavishnu impregnates Prakriti with Jiva Shakti, consisting of Karma and Swabhavas, and also Kala Shakti, which is called, whom we are calling as Mahakala Purusha or Shambhu Tattva. So when Kala Shakti and Jiva Shakti enters into the womb of Pradhana, the Pradhana consisting of 3 modes, the Kala Shakti, Karma Shakti, Swabhava Shakti interact with the 3 modes. As a result of that, the mode of goodness first appears in the form of Mahatattva. And then the mode of passion appears in the form of Sutra Tattva. And then mode of ignorance appears in the form of Ahankara. So, Pradhana is like the seed. Lord glancing over the Pradhana is like the sowing the seed. And eventually it gives rise to sprout. The sprout is Mahatattva. Sapling is Sutra Tattva. Trunk is Ahankara. From the trunk comes 3 branches. One is mode of goodness branch, mode of passion branch, mode of ignorance branch. Satvik Ahankara branch, Rajasic Ahankara branch, Tamasic Ahankara branch. So from this branch there comes the twigs, leaves, fruit, flowers and fruits. They are known as mind and 10 sense devatas. From this comes prana, intelligence, jnanendriyas and karmendriyas. From Tamasic Ahankara branch comes 5 jnanendriyas, 5 grass elements and 5 sense objects. So like this all the elements are manifested. The same thing you can see here. Mahavishnu glances on Maya Shakti or Pradhana. Lord's glance consists of Kala, Karma, Swabhava. So glances upon Pradhana, the modes are inactive. Then the modes become active. Sattva-guna appears in the form of Mahatattva. Rajoguna appears in the form of Sutra Tattva. Tamoguna appears in the form of Ahankara. This Ahankara is trunk. So here it is there, you see. So Pradhana is the seed. So glancing by the Lord is like sowing the seed. Then in due course of time, 1-2 days, sprout comes. The sprout is Mahatattva. After 1-2 days later, there is a small sapling, that is Sutra Tattva. And that sapling eventually becomes the trunk. The trunk is Ahankara. And from the trunk comes 3 branches. Though here many branches are shown, but only 3 branches. 1, 2, 3. So one branch is known as Satvik Ahankara branch, consisting of Jnana Shakti. Second one is known as Rajasic Ahankara branch, consisting of Kriya Shakti. Third one is Tamasic Ahankara branch, consisting of Dravya Shakti. So from this branch comes the twigs, leaves and flowers, fruits, etc. They are known as the mind and 10 sense devatas, the controlling deities of the Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. The mind comes and the 10 devatas who will supervise the activities of the Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. They come from this branch. And from this branch comes Buddhi, Prana, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas. From this branch comes sound, touch, form, taste, smell, ether, air, fire, water, earth. So these are all equal to twigs, leaves, flowers and fruits. This is how the tree of the entire universe is manifested by glancing upon Mahavishnu, by glancing of Mahavishnu upon Pradhana or Prakriti. This is the creation. This is the creation of our universe. So, of course, the deities are mentioned. When Mahatattva appears, along with Mahatattva, Lord Brahma, who is the Gunavatara of the 3 Gunavataras. So, Sattva Gunavatara, Rajo Gunavatara, Tamo Gunavatara. Brahma also appears along with Mahatattva. Along with Sutra Tattva, the Mukhya Prana or Vayu appears. Along with the Ahankara, Rudra or Shiva appears. So, along with mind, Soma appears. Along with intelligence, Brahma appears. And then other devatas also appear. So their manifestation and all we will discuss next week, next Sunday. So it is like that. Okay, Hare Krishna, thank you very much for joining for today's Bhagavatam class. Any
Prabhu,
questions?
thank you for such a detailed explanation, Prabhu. Really.
Any
Hare
questions from? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, it was detailed. I understand the detail, but it is too difficult to take all. So can you please give us a send us or find out, screenshot of this, because everything to remember is very difficult, Prabhuji. Like normally we had already done the studies, but still in detail. Can we provide us some notes so that we take it?
I was this class is recorded. It will be sent to you. The slides will be sent to you. I think I already posted the slides. Last week only I sent the slides.
Okay, Prabhuji.
The slides are there, and this lecture is there. And also
नहीं आया
we
है
have,
slide.
नहीं आया
Yes,
तो मैं आज
Prabhuji, it's
भेजूंगा.
really difficult to understand.
हाँ,
It's really little difficult to understand at once only. We have to
Bhagavatam
go
says
through
that
it.
understanding Sushilila is supposed to be easy. They are understanding the Leela Avatara Katha, the pastimes of the Lord. If you say this is very difficult, then Leela Avatara Katha will be most difficult to understand. This appears to be difficult because you never heard about it. अभी तक जीवन में कभी इसके बारे में ध्यान दिया नहीं, इसलिए it is appears to be difficult.
सुना ही नहीं.
हाँ, सुना नहीं, ध्यान दिया नहीं, समझने के लिए प्रयास भी किया नहीं. So now it is the right time to understand this. Since you are studying Bhagavatam, try to study systematically so that you will understand it without fail. So no issue. Maybe in the first go you may not understand, but please refer to the slides, refer to the class, refer to notes, so you will understand. It is not a big thing. It is not a rocket science. Even, of course, it is much more than that, but you can easily understand, no issue. See, even though if you may not understand some details here and there, don't worry. जितना समझ सकते हैं उतना समझने का. We should be happy with that.
These details are also given in Bhagavad Tattva, which the book which you.
Yes. Bhagavad Vichar will explain more details. Everything in detail. So, like in the slides, you have some information, and when I speak a little bit more than that. So the book will contain what all I speak. So like that.
Okay.
Prabhuji,
So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The book
yes.
which you have written, that only you are referring, no, Prabhu?
Yes. That Bhagavad Tattva Vichar, the recent book which we published, that one.
Bhagavatam.
Bhagavad Tattva Vichar.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So, but anyway, these slides also have all the information. You can read through the slides once again, or two times, 3 times, so that you get this information nicely. Okay.
Please slides up, please एक बार और post कर
Hare
देना.
Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, can you
We are not able to hear you.
Yes.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, can you hear me now, Prabhuji?
Yes.
So, Prabhuji, you said Shambhu Tattva, about Shambhu Tattva, that it is not a Jivatma and neither it is the Paramatma. Can you please just speak on the a bit, explain that again? And is Brahmaji or also in the same level, or is Brahmaji considered as a Jivatma? I just wanted to know that.
Brahmaji, the Jiva Tattva, is an embodied incarnation, Shakti Avatar, the Supreme Lord. That's why he is called Gunavatara. But Shambhu Tattva is neither completely Jiva nor completely Vishnu Tattva, but is almost Vishnu Tattva. By default, he is not Jiva Tattva, but at the same time, he is not completely Vishnu Tattva also, because Vishnu Tattva never interacts with Maya. Because Shambhu interacts with Maya, he is considered to be little lesser category of Vishnu Tattva. So in that way.
Okay,
सदाशिव और रुद्र में क्या फर्क है? सदाशिव एंड शिव और रुद्र में क्या फर्क है?
कुछ फर्क नहीं. It is Sadashiva who expands as Rudras and appears in our universe. In each and every universe will have 11 Rudras. But there is only one Sadashiva. Sadashiva is the source and Rudras are the expansions.
Okay.
Like that.
Prabhuji, once again, can you explain, Prabhuji? First, it is Sadashiva, the Vishnu, he is also Vishnu Tattva, and then the Shambhu Tattva comes, is it right, Prabhuji?
No. Sadashiva means Shambhu Tattva. It is not that both are different.
Okay.
It is Mahavishnu. When he glances upon Prakriti, that glance comes in the form of Kala, Karma, Subhava. And this Kala transforms in between in the form of Sadashiva. So Sadashiva is Lord Vishnu's expansion only. He is non-different from Lord Vishnu only. But he closely interacts with Maya Shakti. That's why he is said to be not Vishnu completely. But he is not Jiva Tattva at all.
यानी सदाशिव में थोड़ा टाइम का कंटामिनेशन रहता है, बाकी विष्णु तत्व में नहीं है.
Okay.
Since he interacts with Maya Shakti, both Maya Shakti and Kala Shakti, they are considered to be in between. They are neither Jiva Tattvas nor completely Vishnu Tattvas. They are almost Vishnu Tattvas. So in that way.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Grantara
Prabhuji.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.